Happy Halloween, everyone, and welcome to The Casting Dead, Season 8, Episode 2. David, what's the title of this?
The Damned.
The Damned.
Coincidentally, we're doing this on Halloween, on the Day of the Damned.
Yep. None of you are going to hear it on Halloween unless you wait a year, because this episode, we're recording very late on Tuesday. So a few days after The Walking Dead is aired. We apologize for being so late.
Bit of a pre-Halloween hangover from the weekend.
I suppose
From my excuse,
so.
anyway.
You know what this means, though, David? November 1st now. Time to start celebrating Christmas. Let's go.
Isn't it the month of the dead, actually? The month of the past, actually, for November?
Never heard of anything like that. I think you might be making that up. It's
no,
the
not at all.
month of getting ready for Christmas.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
And American Thanksgiving, if you're into that kind of thing. Turkey, David.
Yeah. Always a good excuse to have turkey.
Always. David, what did you think of this episode?
Definitely an improvement from last episode. The editing wasn't as whorish. There was no whorish editing, but I think the episode at least gained pace for the narrative, I'd say.
Are you really dead set on making whorish a term?
Yeah.
For editing?
For The Walking Dead, they brought it out of me. I don't say for anything else for bad editing. I would say that wasn't very good editing. This is like you're bringing old man Rick.
I don't think this was. You know what? Normally, I don't have a problem with the editing that I voice. This episode, editing was just all over the place. It was a mess.
Compared to last time?
Compared to last time.
I don't believe it.
Compared to any time.
I don't find.
I agree to disagree then, David.
It's fine. You just tell me when and I'll just disagree.
Sure. Well, all right. So let's get into this episode. We'll talk about it as it comes. Not very much happened in this episode, so I didn't take too many notes.
I feel like a lot happened.
Well, then they fooled you. They pulled the wool over the. It was a smoke screen. This whole thing was a smoke screen. Yeah, quite literally, and they fooled you, David. They made you think so much happened, but nothing happened.
Matthew, this is another form of like smoke screen. That's all it is. Just this was a little bit more entertaining than their typical talking smoke screen.
What happened with Aaron and his little entourage of people? That whole episode, they were just firing.
Yeah.
Nobody died until towards the end.
Right.
And what did they accomplish?
Nothing.
No.
You didn't gain ground. But that happens. That happens in battle. That happens in... It does. It
yes.
does.
Okay, in real life. This is in real life. This is
but this is a show, and you have to have... If you're going to have a good excuse to, like, basically pull back for a bit, why not be realistic at this point?
I'm just saying, like, a lot of guns were fired.
That's true.
And for no reason other than exciting the viewers, I think, because there were a few beats that they hit that were important to the story.
Would you rather have tacky dialogue?
I wouldn't, though. I wouldn't rather
I know.
have that. I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want.
I'm okay with this smoke and mirrors right now, as opposed to like talking about the same things over and over again. Should I kill? Should I not? Should we do this? Should we do that? Should we? I mean, like it's at least it's moving forward. At a certain pace.
Oh, and poor Morgan. He turns into a killing machine in this episode, and he's finally. Really on board with murdering people left and right. He's even having the flashbacks again. You think he's going to go back to cheese making Morgan, but no, he has committed.
Did he even make
murder?
Cheese?
No, he didn't. But it was either learning how to make cheese or learning how to be invincible. But he.
Oh, we learned he was invincible today.
Yeah. So he finally gets on board with killing everybody. He goes outside and Jesus tells him, "It's like that's not how we do things." These people surrendered. We don't kill. It's like, really? just got on board with this.
I agree to a certain degree to say, like, if they are unarmed, like, you're just going to senselessly shoot them in a way?
Absolutely, because they are the saviors, and not only are they unarmed, well, they were armed. They were armed, and the one guy who Morgan almost killed was the guy who had killed that kid last season.
But you have one execution, and you have to execute them all, right?
You got to kill them all. You shouldn't even think about it. But we'll get into it. Let's run into it. Let's just go in diving. We got Rick and Daryl, slow motion, opening shot. So intense. The music is just boom, boom, boom. You like the music. You told me.
I did. But it wasn't at this point that I said I liked the music.
Oh, okay. Did you hate the music then?
No.
Right here?
No, I didn't really. I didn't really put a second thought to it, to be honest.
Is it? I think we're all too aware how cool the show thinks Rick and Daryl are together.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't.
The Hillbilly Deluxe.
Yeah. So we it didn't have the same effect as I think maybe they would have wanted it to have. We also see everybody else from last episode. We're just catching up, slow motion catching up.
Yeah.
Do you remember where everybody was at the end of last episode? We got Carol and Morgan. No, Carol and
the whole shebang. Wasn't the whole shebang there?
Oh, they were all in separate areas, but one of them had been hit with a grenade. The other ones
Two of them did.
Yeah, I'm talking about groups.
Yeah,
Pay
groups.
attention.
Oh, I think you meant groups, collectively, sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I thought we were counted by profile.
Absolutely
prolific,
not. Way too many people.
Prophilic. Damn.
No, you're not even making sense of it.
No, I'm not.
So we have an outpost of saviors doing gun maintenance with another attack. This one is brought on by Aaron and Tobin, like the real D group here.
Not the B group. Like
no, not the B group. The D group.
You want to say B? Oh, yeah, okay.
B group, I'd say, would be like Carol and Ezekiel.
Like you have the opening bands, you have like the first opening band of 3, let's say.
No. This group is the group that's selling T-shirts outside of the venue.
Merch.
The merch table. That's Aaron and Tobin. Every time I see Tobin, I'm surprised that he isn't already dead because I think he dies in every episode I watch.
I'm surprised you remember his name.
They yell it out all the time. It's like, Tobin, don't do that.
I feel like it's the name you have to yell every time. You can never say Tobin casually. It's like, Tobin!
Tobin's doing something stupid again, everybody.
Tobin's taking off his pants. I don't know. Wow.
It's not. It's a bad move during the apocalypse.
I feel like Carol said that when they were together.
Oh, man, I forgot they were together. That's horrible. Well, you know what? Tobin seems like a good guy. He seems like a good family man.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like I don't know why. How's that character earned so much screen time at this point? Because there's nothing to him. Like he doesn't contribute to the narrative so much. He doesn't speak up. He just watches, and I guess he's the adequate help they need. It's never like an extremity of some sort. You know what I mean? It wasn't like Richard like when he was live because I feel like you could put them as similar. They're both very tall, white, and yeah, just on different groups. That's all. That's
all right. And Tobin is going to be Tobin. No matter
Tobin
what.
Will be Tobin.
Yeah, that's all you need to say. That's all you need to know about Tobin.
How do you spell that? Is it 2 B's or 1 B?
I don't know, man. No one's ever tried to write his name. Nobody cares. So did you know these guys were saviors right away?
You're going to be sorry if he becomes a major character later.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm kidding. Which guys?
If he becomes a major character, it means they're going to kill him off in that episode. So I won't be that sorry.
Which guys?
The saviors here. This group doing the maintenance on the guns. Were you aware of who they were?
I guess so. Judging by the leader, the alpha female, just giving out orders, sounded like a savior.
Yeah, I guess so. I think I caught on to it when she started asking for little Roy.
You know
they like to call everybody by names.
Oh, okay.
In that matter.
Do you know that everybody from the who aren't saviors generally have like an armband on their right arm? Have you noticed that?
I have not noticed anything like that. Who are saviors?
Who aren't saviors?
Well, I haven't noticed anybody with armbands.
Yeah,
Rick's not a savior.
Yeah, he has one. He has an armband. He has like a little rag just going around his right arm. Well, all of them do.
Okay, well, I didn't notice. I guess it's a good way to tell who's who.
Exactly.
Because you don't know who you're. Yeah, that's a good idea actually. Because you're going to be fighting alongside the Hilltop, the Kingdom.
Right. These are all new people.
Yeah. All right. Good observation.
Thank you,
David. I guess you're good for something.
Oh wow, we'll see. We'll see a lot more soon.
No. We also have Morgan, Tara, Diane. She's the Arrow girl, and Jesus, along with like a few other people. Right. I don't know. I don't know their names. I don't think we're supposed to know their names.
It doesn't matter.
They're just fodder. We also have. Oh no, I did want to say this is when Morgan says that he does not need cover because he doesn't die.
That's a really weird thing to say.
It is very strange to say.
I don't die.
Yeah, it's like he hasn't survived a lot of instances.
Well, he has. We just hadn't seen it.
I mean, he has survived every instance he's lived through, obviously, but it's not like he's jumped in a volcano and lived to tell about it or anything.
None of them have.
No.
Maybe that's all he's missing.
No. We got Carol and Ezekiel. They battle some of the walkers that are coming after them after that grenade went off in the last episode. And then they go off to find that lost savior, that one who ran away, the lone savior.
Happened to only be one of them, which I found weird.
Yeah, just one guy manning that whole place.
Yeah. Well, they actually left the place already too. Like he left and they went searching. They didn't even really check the rest of it out. So I found it weird what they were doing the whole time.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Ezekiel was just
super optimistic.
Very I think Prozac optimistic. I think he had some Prozac, some metaphorical Prozac.
I mean, and it bothered me a bit, but
then when he mumbled too, that didn't help.
But I like the way Carol was reacting to it because it seems like this is the kind of thing Carol needs, a little bit of positivity in her life.
But I feel like she kept denouncing it a little bit.
She did, but you saw that little glimmer of a smile, that little twinkle in her eye. Like this was something she's been missing in her life for a long time.
Yeah, I just feel like she's just, I don't know. I mean, good on Carol being patient. I wouldn't have been that patient.
Well, they're going to make babies. They're going to fall in love.
You think? Yeah?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
No, she won't go back with Tobin?
Oh, God. She's pretty sure Tobin died 2 seasons ago.
Bye-bye, Tobin.
Rick and Daryl, they are raiding a house, some building. Pretty big house.
I thought it was a church, actually.
Maybe a church. Could have been a church.
It was a church.
It's a structure, that's for sure.
Great way to put it.
They are looking for guns because they figure they need the guns because
take it
who
to the
doesn't
gun
need
show?
Guns?
We'll take it to the gun show.
If the Saviors get the guns, they're going to be able to mow down all those walkers and get right out of there.
Yeah.
So
I don't know why they don't invest on getting those lawnmowers to actually mow down some walkers like they do in Dead Alive. That'd be nice.
It would jam up. I mean, I've had my lawnmowers jam up when the grass was wet, so I think this
party's over.
That's what I say every time my lawnmower jams.
You're trying to clean those bad weeds, and party's over.
Yeah.
And the garden gnome's coming along. Never mind.
Garden gnomes. What kind of a frilly front yard do you take me for, David? Morgan now. My notes are such a mess.
Oh, they're still laughing at the garden gnomes.
Yeah, okay, no, I'm talking about Morgan. He's distracting the guards by exciting all the walkers by the gate.
Yeah, he's enjoying it too. He has a moment while he's doing it.
Yeah, they hold that shot for a long time afterwards. I don't know what he's thinking. Is that when he's just contemplating his life and how he's invincible?
I guess so.
I don't know, man.
He's feeling very arrogant, very pompous, very cocky.
Yeah, maybe that's it. I thought of it more of like a stoic Morgan.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it too.
He's if he dies, he dies, but he just doesn't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I believe him.
He's in the opening credits. Morgan and his group now, the little group he's in where he's standing at the door.
That's right.
Like everyone else goes off, and then you got Morgan. And
those are the guys that wanted to cover him, and he said,
yes.
No,
and he's like, no, I
exactly
don't die.
Him.
And then they end up dying. All of them.
But they were not wearing,
they were not wearing.
Yeah, they're not wearing any of it. They look so scared and tense. I don't know. That's not the way you open a door, to be honest.
Not at all, no.
And Morgan could have showed them that, but I guess he really wanted to show how invincible he was.
Well, thankfully we don't get to that scene just yet because it takes a good part of the episode for them to open that door. Yeah, we cut away many times. Yeah, multiple times.
They do.
That's one of the things that I don't think the editing was good because it might have believed that it's taking them 20, 30 minutes to open that door because we're getting a lot of headway. See
what's coming out, right?
Yeah, we're making a lot of headway with the other groups. And then we come back to them, and it's just them standing at the door again. It's like, we're going to do it soon. Cut over to Aaron. Bunch of gun battle.
I agree, but remember we were complaining they didn't do that last season?
It's just like it felt like they were really trying to tell a bunch of stories, but they didn't have.
Oh, we know why. I'm just saying. I'm just feeling they're always at other ends. They're always at other ends.
Oh yeah,
from like certain techniques, and it's just. It was a bit annoying, but I didn't have much of a complaint for this episode as I did as much as for last episode. So I titled it Horish. So.
Well, I'm glad that you like this episode a little more because I wanted to like it, but I really couldn't. I could see what they were doing. I could see, behind their very thin little veil that they're just
but can you
trying to fool us all, David.
But can you at least give it to them in the regard that it's actually more structured than their attacks as opposed to the season finale, which as exciting as it was more smoke and mirrors than this one.
No, all I can see is that it's like we gotta keep this season action packed because that's what everybody wants to see. We're losing viewers, so let's just keep the action going, even if we only have maybe 5 minutes worth of story to tell. Let's just draw it out in a gun battle where the stakes are very low. We're a little confused, a little disoriented. We don't know where